All right, y'all. I have no idea where to start with this one. I have no idea how to really just do the intro and just pretend this is a regular episode. This is a extension of Sports Talk. It's your boy Jeremy. It's Connecticut Cynic. I appreciate you all so much for tuning in and joining us. But we have to talk about this NBA offseason because this shit is getting hectic. It's getting extremely wild. The entire pendulum of what you think the NBA is has swung at least 2 or 3 times in the past 2 or 3 days. So I just wanted to just go off and start from there. We're gonna go just start off in each conference. We're gonna go through teams and starting off with the West. The Lakers, they re-signed Austin Reeves. They get him on this $147 million. I think it was maybe that or 178. Either way, they gave him a max contract. So now you've got Luka, you've got him, and they decided to make their big move by going out and getting Walker Kessler, a center from the Utah Jazz. He's a good player. He's not all NBA or anything like that just yet, but he is a good player. He's solid. He is a center who can come in and actually make a difference and sort of, be a piece next to Luka and Austin. They have the widest big three in the entire NBA. I want to say the biggest and most notable big three I've seen in my lifetime in the NBA. And with all that being said, my only real feelings about this move for the Lakers is that if you are telling me that you were going to trade in LeBron just for Walker Kessler at the money that you got him for and everything like that, it's not the worst idea to do. But at the end of the day, I just don't really know how this or any of the moves they made are going to make any type of difference, but for them getting in between San Antonio and OKC. Like point blank period, the Lakers are just now at a point now where they are just pigeonholed into being like a 4 or 5 seed that's not really going to ever make a difference in the Western Conference. This was a move they had to make. Was reported plenty of times that they had promised Luka that they were going to make moves during this offseason. If they would have just left this offseason with all of them being able to say is that we just got a little bit more cap space and LeBron's gone, that is not going to give Luka the real incentive to want to stay past 2028. That 2028 offseason is already like looming in their heads and making sure that they can sign Luka to a long-term deal and make sure that all this shit has been worth it. Now, like I said, I don't know if this is going to make any type of difference. I don't know if this is going to really help because at the end of the day, you're not getting past OKC and you're not getting past San Antonio unless both of those teams have real major injuries. I still don't know if I would put you over Minnesota with LaMelo over there now. So you did all this just to pretty much end up where you went into the playoffs at, which is the fourth or fifth best team in the West. That is not really something that they should be if I was a Lakers fan, that I would be happy with, that I would be excited about. I understand you like LeBron just being there and he's so old. It was time for him to move on and potentially do something different. But I'm still having that same anxiety because this is not, if I'm Luka, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing they just really aren't going to be able to make a difference. And if they're not going to be able to make a difference, if you know that you need to win a title in order to establish and secure your legacy, you're not looking forward to these next couple of years. These next couple of years are not looking like they're going to be promising in order for him to really achieve that team success that he needs to in order to really put his legacy and everything over the top. Now, in terms of the West, there really hasn't been too many other moves that are notable to me that are really going to make too much of a difference. You've got Tobias Harris, who's going over to the Spurs, which I think is that's a quality move. Tobias Harris, again, he's not somebody that you want to be necessarily maybe your top 2 or is in that role, but as a 3 or below, he's good. He's fine. I think San Antonio being able to sign him that's going to be a quality person to have on their bench or in their rotation. So I like that move. That is still, you take that move and then you combine that with OKC getting another 7-footer in the draft who they're drafting specifically to help them with Wemby. I still have those two teams just sort of neck and neck. I'm interested to see how things are going to turn out. Excuse me. I don't know what it is. But moving on to the East, because the West, in all honesty, there hasn't really been too many moves that are going to shock me, that are going to really make me have too much of a opinion on the order. Like I said, it's the top two and it's the top two. There's not really much you're going to be doing outside of that. I don't really see Minnesota or LA having made enough moves to really make a difference or dent. Denver, I was going to talk about LeBron a little later, but just to touch on him, since the Denver is a notable team that he's said to be talking to right now, Jokic and LeBron isn't going to do anything for me. That's just not going to really change anything. Same thing with Golden State. Golden State and Denver are fun ideas for LeBron if he wants to go there. He's not coming out of the West. If you're going there, you're literally going there just because you want the novelty of being next to Joker and having the pictures of that taken. Same thing with Golden State. You just want the novelty of being able to say that, hey, I played with Curry, I played with AD, we were all together. Draymond was there holding it down. You're not getting over any of those two other teams. You're not coming out of the West over them. Point blank, period. So with all that being said, that shifts our focus over to the East, because the East has been turned upside down. Between all the moves that are being made, the Sixers just got way better. The Celtics just got way worse. You've got the Raptors, who are now one of the most interesting teams in the fucking league. And then you've got New York, who is still just sitting on top with Brunson, Cat, and everybody else just sitting there waiting. This is without a doubt going to be the most interesting conference for the first time in a long time. And it's really, and we still don't know where LeBron's going to go, because LeBron could go to a team in the East and, again, just continuously fuck things up in terms of what we're thinking is going to happen. So, starting things off, we have to talk about Kawhi going back to Toronto. Big move, big addition for them. Scotty Barnes now has somebody next to him who can really help make a difference. Those two together, that's some serious, scary potential. Now, the reason why I am not sold on it, why I am not necessarily ready to say that they are going to for sure be a contender, is that Kawhi has been doing the load management shit for so long and not playing every single game that he could, that I don't really see a reason to think that he's going to all of a sudden just be this guy who's consistently available and able to be there for you. I just don't know why anybody would really come over and expect that out of nowhere. If he is, then yes, Toronto is a contender. They're a serious team to watch out for. Again, I don't necessarily know if I would put them over New York, but Kawhi is, like, he proved it last year while he was healthy and while he was playing in those games. He can still play like one of the top 10 players in this league without a question. The only thing that's really going to come down to is, can he be out there reliably enough in order to get everything done, in order to really be there for the team and for that team to really make a push? That remains to be seen. But yes, him and Scotty Barnes, that's a very serious, old school, two great defenders who also just have serious offensive games. You got Scotty Barnes, who is just such a downhill, just fast motherfucker who's just fun to watch play. And then you've got Kawhi, who's just lethal. So I am excited to see if that team can really gel and really come together and make a difference. Now, the team that I am personally really excited for, and this is just after this night, I had this episode recorded and I had everything that I talked about done, and then they just made this trade and it completely threw everything off. Jaylen Brown is now a Philadelphia 76er. That is right, after the Celtics blew a 3-1 lead to these niggas, this, in a shade of Durant going to the team that beat him, they send Jaylen Brown to the Sixers for Paul fucking George and 2 first-round picks. They don't get Maxey, they don't get Edgecombe, they don't get Embiid's old ass, they get Paul George. So, just starting from the Sixers' perspective, this is a great, amazing day. This is a team now, more so than any other time during the process era, during the AI era, that I really believe at this point you can consider a contender. They are top 3 in the East. I want to say top 5 in the NBA in terms of just those contender odds, because I'm telling you right now, a Maxey Edgecombe who's going to continue to get better, plus Jaylen Brown, plus Embiid. You don't even need Embiid to stay healthy the whole time. You don't even need him to really play each game. He can load manage. You can focus on making sure that he's healthy for the playoff run, because with those 4 together, if they gel, if Jaylen Brown if everybody is able to sacrifice what they need to sacrifice and just do what they need to do in order for this team to win and get better and just make the push they need to, I'm picking the Sixers at this point to come out of the East. This team is nasty. They have just amazing talent at some very important positions. And the thing about it is they did all this without having to completely fuck up their team. Fuck those picks. You did all that by just having to give up Paul George. You got younger and better. So if I'm a 76ers fan right now, this is Christmas. You guys are winning right now. You should be going to this next season with all the confidence in the world. The West is still going to be the West. But if I'm a 76ers fan right now, I'm really just thinking it's between me, it's between us, and it's between the Knicks. The Celtics have become so much worse after this trade that they can definitely be removed from that contender status. And then, like I said, Toronto, you're having to worry about Kawhi just being available at the right time, and I don't know if that's something you should bank on. So you just have to worry about New York, and I think that they can handle New York. So Philadelphia, they have all the chips in their corner right now. I'm a big fan of these moves. Again, you don't think that this is going to be a move that you're able to make, but because of some dumbass front offices, people who don't know how to appreciate the good stuff that they have, now the Philadelphia 76ers are primarily in the driver's seat when it comes to contending and really capturing an NBA title. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with them next year. I'm excited to see how they come out and play. It is going to come down to can all 4 of these guys gel and really come together. And listen, somebody's not going to be able to put up as many points as they did last year. Somebody's not going to be able to put up as many shots and everything like that. You're going to have to deal with that, because if you are willing to sacrifice, if you're willing to just do what you have to do, this is a team that should be firmly in contention for the title next year. Now, moving on to the Celtics side of things, Brad Stevens, the fuck are you doing? This is, without a doubt, one of the dumbest trades I think I've ever seen. It is really just, I don't understand how you can think so little of Jaylen Brown to where you're able to let him go for such a measly return. 36 years old. 36 years old is the age of Paul George when this trade is being made. And you mean to tell me that Paul George and 2 first-round picks, I think there was a pick swap involved, that is the value of Jaylen Brown, a man who's won Finals MVP, who's coming off his best individual season, who led your team to 50 wins when you had the player that you all think is better than him, Jason Tatum, out. And that's all that you're... The problem that I have with this isn't that they wanted to trade him, isn't that they said, you know what, we have to get rid of him after failing on the Giannis trade. The problem is that they considered the problem of having him on the team so bad to where they were able to shoot themselves in the foot and do all this and get nothing in return. I understand not having leverage. I understand that you don't have the real ball in your court to get what you want or to demand what you want from some of these trade partners. Just keep him. Keep the guy. Trade him during the middle of the season. There's different options for you to do than this. This is just embarrassing. If I'm a Celtics fan, I'm pissed because you had a contender. You had a team that should be in contention every year as long as you've got these 2 healthy. You added Mitchell Robinson, which is a very quality pickup. And now you went from being a potential 1 through 3 seed, like damn near guaranteed, to now you are pretty much, you're going to be lucky if you get that 5th seed, that 6th seed. Yes, Jason Tatum has the potential to really have this team playing above their level and getting the 50 plus wins. But I don't know if that's fair to put that pressure on him, especially him coming off of an Achilles injury. So I don't really understand the logic. I don't understand why you would think that this would be worth it. Nobody really thought that bad. I just don't get it, man. I really don't. This is almost like a joke. This is a parody type of trade package that they got in return for a finals MVP, a guy who really led this team and really Eastern Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP, all NBA selection. It's come on now. This is just disrespectful. And then the way that the news has been coming out about Jaylen Brown, about how he was the 7th best player analytically, they thought Derek White had a better season. This is the type of shit that really makes people dislike the Boston organization, and really why I think that free agents should really steer clear of dealing with it. Because this is fucking ridiculous for y'all to start talking this crazy about this man. I had almost forgotten about the Isaiah Thomas situation, how they traded him after his sister died and after he had pretty much came back. This is a franchise that has no loyalty at all, and it's really fucking insane to see. The Lakers, for as much bullshit as people give them, they treat their stars so much better than this. And I'm just not a big fan of Boston. I'm just not a big fan of theirs at all. I never really have been, but this has just been something that's reinforcing and further just giving me credence as to why I don't fuck with that city, period. People like to talk about Utah as one of the worst cities if you're a pro athlete to go play in. For me, Boston is like right behind them. Now, with all that being said, there's no telling what the next move is for Boston. I've been hearing rumors that apparently they're trying to gear up to make a move in 2028, grab one of the free agents there. That's a big gamble. That's a big risk because there's really only, listen, people are trying to talk about Jokic and him just becoming a free agent. I'll see it when I believe it. Jokic does not hit me as the type of guy that's going to be that thirsty to go to a different team, to be worried about all that. He just seems like a hooper who wants to play. He's already won the title. I don't think he cares about the championship or the legacy shit like that anymore. He's stamped. So I don't think that he is going to be too pressed about any of that. So if you're banking on that guy being just so fed up with Denver that he wants to leave, good luck with that shit. And to be honest with you, if you go into 2029 season without Jokic, without making any real big move after you've completely butchered this whole trade, if I'm Boston, you have to fire Brad Stevens. You have to really blow everything up. You have to start over because you have failed at that. And with all that being said, with all of these teams being covered, the one big albatross, like I said, is still LeBron. We don't know exactly where he's going to be going as of this recording. So I don't really have a firm, concrete idea as to what to think about the East finally. New York may still be the best team, although Philly is definitely, in my mind, I might have to put them up there now. And yes, that is being based off of Embiid being healthy, but like I said, I'm much less worried about the regular season now. I'm really basing this off how I think the playoffs are going to go and how teams are going to look. So it's going to be interesting, y'all. This is one of the most interesting NBA off seasons in quite some time. I'd say the last time we had an offseason this interesting was when Durant went to Golden State. Nah, probably not that. I'd say we had at least one more after that. But this is the most interesting one since damn near 2011. It's been a long time since we've seen this many big name players, stars in the league, all just change teams, all be going different places. And I don't know what to make of the landscape because there's still so many pieces that need to get moved. The thing that I will say now is that if this offseason has taught me anything, is that a lot of these owners, if they are not pretty much confident that they're going to be seeing winning results, that their teams are going to be far and ahead, the best, I don't think that you're going to see a lot of teams wanting to go and make big swings and have huge payrolls. A big part of why Boston got rid of Jaylen Brown, in my opinion, was just because they didn't want to have two guys being paid $300 million on their roster, which is understandable. But it brings me to this point of, it's gonna come down to who's not afraid to really to spend money to win, to create that legacy, to really create. Because listen, you win an NBA title, your team's just gonna make you more money. So you're gonna have to spend money to make it, and it's just gonna come down to which GMs are going to have the owner's blessing to do what they have to do, to spend what they got to spend in order to create a winning product. And right now it's looking like teams like San Antonio are going to be in the lead, along with teams like Philadelphia, teams that are just not afraid to really go out and get what they got to get done. But that's all I had for y'all today. This has been your boy Germ. This has been Kinetic Aesthetic. This NBA offseason has been fucking insane, and I had to come and talk to y'all about it because, listen, there's just too much for me to just wait until the next sports talk for me to discuss all this. So y'all continue to be good people. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend. This has been your boy Germ, and I am out of here.